Hey, welcome back, everybody, and welcome back, and thank you for checking my channel out here in Rob in real time. And this is my After Dark special. Everything is dark, and plus Halloween is coming, so you know, when in Rome. Right now, I know you haven't seen me for a while, guys. Sorry, I've been caught up in schoolwork. I didn't forget about you guys, but in the weekend when I had a little bit of time in between homework, I've been going to Target and other places around the neighborhood looking for good loot. So this is kind of like my loot hunt episode, and this is what I got out of my loot. So, and this is what's fun about the olds, just hunting things down. There's a thrill when you hunt things down and you find those treasures when you physically get out in the wild and you find games in the wild, sort of like what the guys do. And I don't know if you guys watch Game Chasers. It's fun to find games in the wild, man. It's kind of thrilling, and it's also great when you find a great deal. Now, right now, I'm going to tell you where I found my great deals. Most of my great deals right now, I found them at Target. Swear to God, right now, Target is having a blowout fire sale clearance on PS3, PS Vita stuff. They're pushing all their stuff out, and they got it on the. I found all this stuff on the clearance end cap in Target. So let's get started. Here is. Let me start with this. I found. Remember the old good old PS3 remote? I procrastinated like hell on getting this. It's already, the PS3 is now pretty much considered dead. Like the Sony is kind of like, yeah, we're ending our life cycle on the PS3. Here I am, barely collecting the remote control for the Blu-ray player for it. I'm paying only 17 bucks. This usually retails at $25. So yeah, that's pretty good. I'm glad I waited because it's a remote, man. I mean, remotes usually break and give out. Now here's another one. Since it's Halloween, guys, here's one. Wolf Among Us. You guys haven't played this game on the Vita? This is awesome. Now, the sad thing about the Vita dying and the PlayStation 3 dying and leaving us now, which they already have, is for a collector who has kind of been, sitting and kind of withholding on buying games. It's a great time to jump on this opportunity to collect a bunch of games that and make a backlog of it. I mean, I'm not going to get a chance to play any of these games soon because, frankly, I got a freaking shitload of homework and stuff, but when I'm not studying, and probably over the winter break, I'm going to catch up on a lot of these games that I should have been playing like years ago, but of course, I can't afford to pay 30 bucks a pop. This game here, Target, $8.98. So Wolf Among Us, $8.98. That's on the PS4, by the way. Rayman Legends. Again, Rayman Legends. That is a great little game. A good sprite game. And it's going for $8.98. So that's also... That usually goes for 30 bucks other places. If you guys love Japanese JRPGs, Freedom Wars, $8.98. I heard this game was excellent, and it says right here, it has a sticker. It says PlayStation TV compatible. That's awesome, man. You guys, this one was a little more pricier. I didn't like the price, but right now, Tearaway. Is that right? Is that what it's called? Tearaway. Yeah, Tearaway. This game is a really great game. It's origami on steroids. So it's a really fun, creative looking game. I tried the demo. I fell in love with it. Looks awesome. It's gonna be fun to play. I'm glad I'm gonna be able to give that a try when I get a chance. And that on the clearance on the Vita games, what I've noticed is the most expensive on the clearance is $11.98. So this is the highest price. The other game I saw that they were selling at this price that you can get on clearance was Borderlands 2, but I got that day one, so I paid the full like $40. So I should have waited, but you know, that's a game I loved. So yeah, Lumens. This is a puzzle game. I'm not usually a puzzle person, so but you know, I've been playing Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, so I'm willing to give this one a try. And I heard it has a good. Says it has a Chemical Brothers soundtrack in there, so you know, it might be fun for $8.98. Also, I already opened this one. I couldn't wait, but it was called Dungeons Hunters Alliance and Dungeon Hunter Alliance. I just tried that recently. It's like your standard. It kind of runs. It's like Diablo. It seems like it's more limited though, and like you use the rear surface to like maneuver a ferry around or something. So I haven't really played it too much. I just barely like just started it up and selected one character, and you know, I didn't really play with it much. So unfortunately, I wish I could give you more details, but the game's been out forever now, and you know, you can now look up YouTube and see what the game's about. You know, you can see Let's Plays on it. This one is another one I spent like practically the highest price on clearance on this. It's the $11.98. And this is $12 for PlayStation All Stars Battle Royal. And for $12, man, that's not freaking bad. You know, this is also came out on the PS4, I believe. You know, it was one of those early titles. A lot of these games on the Vita, they were ports that they also did on the PS4. Here's another one, Ridge Racer. This is a recent one that I found at a Target locally, that by my house about 3 blocks away. I had a bad experience. I'm not going to go into it, but I had a bad shopping experience once there. But I'm glad I went in there, and it went smoother this time. Okay. To go along with the Halloween theme, again I have The Walking Dead, $8.98. Again, this game's been out for a while. It's been on the PS3 and the PS4, so that's cool, man. Here, this is probably one of the cheapest games I got for the Vita. $5.98, $6 for Angry Birds Star Wars. Now that's practically like one of those the apps that you bought online on the mobile games, but because it's Star Wars, of course, it's awesome. And I like Star Wars, so why not? And then I saw the Lego Movie, thought it was awesome. There was the Legos DC Superheroes Batman 2, you know, and this was only $6, so that's pretty cool. All right, so that's my Vita stack, guys. I got like 12 games in Vitas. Man, that's gonna fill up my library and games. Now, I talked about earlier my Sega kick. So I got a Sega kick right now. And if you guys, this is an old game. It's been out for a while, guys. I think it was out since 2012. Well, it's been out a while. I've seen it in the store for years. I finally picked it up, and I'm glad I did. I went to a comic shop, and this is a comic shop pickup that also sells collectibles and hobby stuff. And this is a great collection. You know, made me love Sega again. I forgot how many cool freaking games Sega made. I still got this. I can still play their old games. This has a great collection of games. Some secret games in there. They also have some arcade edition games that you can only find in the arcade that you never got a home port of it. So that's pretty cool. So that's great. All right. And so that was from the comic shop. This is at Target. Again, I got this at Target. Starhawk, old game. I got it because it had the X-Play logo on the bottom, and that was a great show. I used to watch them for video game reviews. I miss that show. It was a great show, man. But apparently, like all things, everything must change. So everything is now digested through internet media. I picked this up for $12. I remember it was a great RTS first-person shooter game. Third person RTS elements in it. It was really cool, and it's actually a spiritual predecessor of Warhawk on the PlayStation. I don't know if you guys remember that. This game, again, I picked up Sega game. Now, I got this game before I got the Sonic's Genesis collection, and then this made me think of giving that Sega game a try, and this is called Binary Domain. This game has been overlooked. This game is awesome, man. It's an awesome third-person on-the-rail, like not on-the-rail shooter, but it's a third-person shooter, kind of like Years of War, minus blood and gore because you're fighting robots, and but you're shooting robots, and also they take speech recognition. So if you're using headphones, you use the mic. You have teammates. You give them commands, and they will help. They usually follow orders. Now it's a little bit hit and miss. Angry Joe did a review of it. He kind of blew it off. A lot of people kind of gave him blowback on that, but what I found out is you had to on this particular game. There's also another setting. If you go down and you do a speech test, they give you a list script of words, and they'll keep you can keep going over and over until you pronounce and enunciate all those words. It was hard for me, man, but I got finally 98%, and once it picks up on all the words, then the characters respond more good, your teammates respond good. So it was strange in that way, but besides that, it's a great shooter. I'm surprised it got so overlooked. It came out in it should actually, it would have been awesome if they make a sequel of this, but I don't think I don't think they made enough money to make a sequel. It plays like Years of War, or it's the way I describe it. It's like iRobot. It's totally like iRobot. Yeah, it's like a video game of iRobot without the same robots. You got alternate robots, and it takes place in Japan, so that's really cool. So all the main fighting is Tokyo. Really cool, really great game. Binary Domain. And then I picked this up. That's the other Sega great for $12. The Binary Domain. Funny enough, I picked this up for $10, and this was at a record shop. And this game was a nice gem to find in the wild. You don't expect to find this stuff. I was like, oh wow, that was a very entertaining, challenging as heck. Sometimes the characters were driving me crazy because they didn't listen to what the hell I told them to us sometimes. That was pretty annoying. But okay, I'm going to the next game. Next game is Bayonetta. Bayonetta. Everybody heard of Bayonetta. I'm picking this up. I got this used. I haven't gotten to it yet, but what I thought it was more like a female protagonist of like Devil, in the same vein of Devil May Cry from Capcom. This is like Sega's answer to Devil May Cry. Unfortunately, they made a sequel, Bayonetta 2, and that was on the Wii U, and you lose the Sega logo on the bottom, and it just says Nintendo. And also, they cut her hair, so she has short hair. So apparently, with the Nintendo label of Bayonetta, she also lost her hair. So I guess she loses her hair powers from Sega. If you're a Bayonetta fan, well, you're gonna be a bigger Bayonetta fan if you liked her with short hair, then I know you're a Nintendo Bayonetta fan. If you're a long hair Bayonetta fan, then you're a Sega Bayonetta fan. There's still debates over Sega and Nintendo to this day. Even though Sega and Nintendo are working together. At least Nintendo is helping out Sega with a lot of their problems, like at least giving them opportunities, they could be a dicks and just let them drown, no, but they help them out, so okay. I mean, dude, I love Mario just as much as Sonic, they both have their pros and cons, but if you're gonna tell me to choose one over the other, I want to say I'm more a Sonic fan because I grew up with them. I didn't have a Nintendo growing up, so yeah, weird, huh? And I think, in a lot of ways, Sega kind of introduced Sony into the console market. So when Sony was trying to work a deal out with Nintendo, and they got scorned, and they made the first PlayStation. It was because, maybe the experience of the work with Sega. Things work out, huh? But just, hey man, just don't be an asshole to people. Okay, another one, and speaking of assholes, you guys know Deadpool, right? Deadpool, yeah, well, I got this because they're gonna make that movie with, what's his name? Ryan Reynolds? Yeah, man. And I wanted to get this game earlier, but I just never got around to it. I just kind of slipped under my radar. And Toys R Us had it for $20. I'm like, yeah, I can do it for $20. And I also saw gameplay, and it looked really good, and it looked really funny. So I got Deadpool. And last but not least, this game I caved once now. I'm one of those game collectors that I don't like to pay full retail price on jack shit and pick that game up on day one. Once in a blue freaking moon, because once in a while these game developers make something that I hold near and dear to my heart. If you're a fan of the 80s, and you've seen it, and you're a young adolescent boy, fucking Transformers Devastation, man. Day one pickup for $50. I'm glad I didn't have to pay $60 for it, but I got it for $50. And this game is awesome. It's cel shaded. I was checking out the graphics. It's so beautiful. Ever since E3, I fell in love with it, man. They have the combat. The robots transform in mid-combat during combos and stuff. It is like a really arcadey shooter kind of game. This is a great game that I want to try later. Probably over the holidays. But yeah, man, they really captured the G1 Transformers. I hope they have add-ons to this. You know, maybe you can play more characters of the Autobots. Maybe the Decepticons. Few of the changes they did though. I'd say, how accurate is this to the cartoon? In aesthetics, it's like 95% there. They didn't Michael Bay it up. This is not the Michael Bay Transformers. This is your Transformers growing up. This is G1 Transformers. But they did make minor changes, like Megatron. He does transform. He doesn't turn into a gun. He transforms into a tank. And that's okay. I can overlook that. That makes more sense to me anyway. I mean, I always thought Megatron turning into a gun was always kind of a weird thing, you know, but that's Megatron, you know. It was because Megatron, when you transformed him, he actually fit in the kid's hand, and it was always this big, giant, oversized gun the kids would play with. But anyway, so that's my loot haul. So it's sad to see the PS Vita to go, and also the PS3. It's sad to see them go, but it had to happen. And Target is finally saying farewell to them, and I'm sure the other major department stores like Best Buy and Walmart, they're also gonna do the same thing, probably starting next year. So just keep your eyes out for those fire sale clearances, guys. You know, right now Target is the earliest adapter of this. So I say right now, go down to Target, get your loot while you can. And, you know, you can thank me later on the comments board below and about letting you know, checking out Target clearance end caps. Maybe I saved you a few bucks, and maybe you get a few Vita games or PS3 games, or they also have Nintendo DS games, some Nintendo DS XL and Wii U games. There's a bunch of games they have on the clearance section. So yeah, guys, but that's my loot haul, and it's been pretty cool. I have a huge backlog of games. I must have spent on the Vita stack. I got 12 games, so I imagine I spent about $70 or $70 to $80 altogether to get a stack of 12 games, which is pretty freaking good. On the PS3 games, I didn't do fare so well. In comparison, $17 for this, you know, and I'm definitely gonna regret it if when I go to the store and I don't see it no more. So and thank you for just watching my channel, and comment below. Let me know if you guys find any like sales going on in any major retail stores. If you guys, yeah, just comment below, get the word out. You know, there's no reason why we have to pay full price on every game out there, man. You know, this hobby is expensive as it is, and you know, you should only pay full price on things that you're really passionate about. That's what I believe, like, and that's why on this game, on Transformers Devastation, I paid full admission price, because I think it's worth it. So if there's a game out there, that let me know below on the comment section. What games are you looking forward that you're gonna pay for day one, full admission price? So I'll see you around, guys. And thank you for sticking around and watching my episode. Hopefully I can come back to you and have some new material, and hopefully, you know, spruce up the YouTube channel itself.